Welcome, history enthusiasts and curious minds, to an exploration of the extraordinary individuals who have shaped American history from the Oval Office. We often remember presidents for their policies and pivotal decisions. But beneath the weighty mantle of leadership lie intriguing personal details and unusual moments that truly bring their stories to life. Today, we're diving deep into the less-traveled paths of presidential history. We'll uncover 10 captivating facts that reveal the unique personalities, surprising talents, and sometimes downright bizarre experiences of America's chief executives. Get ready to challenge your perceptions and discover the human side of history's giants. Our journey begins with the 7th U.S. President, Andrew Jackson, known for his fiery temperament and dueling reputation. Yet, perhaps his most colorful companion was his pet parrot, Pole. This bird became infamous for its unique vocabulary. At Jackson's funeral in 1845, Pole had to be removed from the service. The parrot began squawking an array of curse words, much to the shock of the attendees. It seems Pole had picked up its owner's colorful language over the years. Imagine walking through the White House and encountering an alligator. That was a reality during the presidency of John Quincy Adams, the 6th U.S. President. He had a pet alligator. This unusual reptile was a gift from the Marquis de Lafayette, a hero of the American Revolutionary War. Adams reportedly kept the alligator in a bathtub in the East Room of the White House, much to the surprise of his guests. It offered a rather unique form of presidential hospitality. Rutherford B. Hayes, the 19th president, might not be as widely discussed as others, but he was a true early adopter of technology. He was the first president to have a telephone installed in the White House. He made his first call in 1877. Even more fascinating, Hayes was also the first president to own a phonograph. He recorded his voice on it, becoming the first president whose voice was preserved for posterity. He was genuinely excited about the future of communication. Our 20th president, James A. Garfield, possessed an astounding intellectual talent. He was remarkably ambidextrous, capable of writing with both hands simultaneously. But his skill went far beyond mere coordination. Garfield could reportedly write a sentence in Latin with one hand and a sentence in Greek with the other, at the very same time. This extraordinary feat showcased his brilliant mind and linguistic prowess. He was truly a polymath of his era. Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president, was a man of immense vitality and courage. In 1912, while campaigning for a third term, he was shot in the chest by an assassin just before giving a speech in Milwaukee. The bullet lodged near his lung. Despite the serious injury, Roosevelt famously insisted on delivering his scheduled 90-minute speech. He declared, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose." His thick speech notes and a metal eyeglass case in his pocket had slowed the bullet. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, is revered for his leadership during the Civil War. However, before his political career, he was known for a different kind of strength, his wrestling ability. Lincoln was an exceptionally skilled wrestler. He reportedly lost only one match out of approximately 300 contests during his youth. His talent was so recognized that he was even inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in 1992. It's a testament to his physical power and competitive spirit. Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd U.S. president, was not only a brilliant statesman but also a culinary pioneer. He brought many new foods and recipes to America from his time in France. Among his introductions were macaroni and cheese and French fries. Jefferson was also passionate about ice cream. He famously penned one of the earliest known ice cream recipes in America. His detailed instructions helped popularize the frozen dessert among the American elite. Even presidents aren't above the law, as Ulysses S. Grant, the 18th president, discovered. Grant enjoyed fast horses and was often seen driving his carriage with gusto through Washington, D.C. This passion led to a unique presidential first. In 1872, Grant was pulled over by a police officer for speeding his horse and buggy. He was issued a ticket, making him the first sitting president to receive a speeding citation. It's a humorous glimpse into the early days of traffic enforcement. The legend of George Washington's wooden teeth is deeply ingrained in American folklore. However, the truth about the first president's dentures is far more complex and fascinating than simple wood. He suffered from dental problems his entire adult life. Washington's various sets of false teeth were crafted from a combination of materials. These included ivory, lead, gold, and even human teeth, some from enslaved people. The dark staining that made them appear wooden was likely from wine, not the material itself. Lyndon B. Johnson, the 36th president, had a playful and often mischievous side. One of his most famous eccentricities involved his amphicar, a vehicle capable of driving on both land and water. He loved to surprise unsuspecting guests with it. Johnson would often drive guests around his ranch, seemingly heading for a lake. Just as they expressed alarm, he would drive straight into the water, transforming the car into a boat. He reveled in their shocked reactions, making for memorable visits. From swearing parrots to amphibious cars, the personal lives of U.S. presidents are filled with remarkable and often surprising stories. These fascinating facts remind us that behind the solemn portraits and weighty decisions were real people with unique quirks, passions, and experiences. They add color and depth to the narrative of our nation's history. We hope these 10 intriguing facts have given you a fresh perspective on the leaders who shaped America. There's always more to discover when you look beyond the headlines and delve into the human stories that make history so rich. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning.